Level 1. The applicant. You are 22 years old. You want to serve your country. You fill out an application on a sterile, encrypted website. You click submit. 6 agonizing months pass. You receive an unmarked email. You fly to Virginia. You pay for your own ticket. The government building looks completely ordinary. Fluorescent lights, cheap gray carpet. A man in an immaculate suit sits across from you. He questions you for uninterrupted hours. He asks about your childhood. He asks about your deepest regrets. Have you ever used illegal drugs? Have you ever thought about harming yourself? Have you ever committed a crime and gotten away with it? He is not looking for your answers. He is looking for your patterns. He is looking for your micro-expressions. He is looking for lies. You survive the interrogation. Then comes the polygraph test. They strap sensitive biometric sensors to your chest. They tape conductive wires to your fingers. The machine monitors your heart rate. It monitors your breathing. It measures the microscopic sweat on your skin. The technician asks if you have ever betrayed a friend. You realize the machine cannot actually read your mind, but it reads your fear. You sweat profusely. Your heart hammers violently against your ribs. You tell the perfect truth. Not because you are an honest person. You tell the truth because you are completely terrified of what happens if you lie. 3 weeks later, a blank envelope arrives in your mail. You are accepted into the clandestine service trainee program. Welcome to the CIA. You think you are starting an epic adventure. You have no idea what you just signed away. Level 2, the trainee. They send you to Camp Peary in Virginia. The locals simply call it the farm. It is 9,000 acres of dense woods, artificial swamps, and classified training facilities. High voltage fences and heavily armed guards surround the perimeter. This is your reality for the next 18 months. You wake up at 5 in the morning. You run 5 miles in the freezing rain before breakfast. You sit in windowless classrooms. You learn the CIA's most guarded secrets. You learn the art of tradecraft. You learn that extreme paranoia is the only thing that keeps you alive. You learn to spot the unmarked sedan that took 3 identical turns behind you. You learn to notice the man reading a newspaper, who glanced at your reflection in a window. You learn how to completely vanish. You walk into a crowded department store. You navigate through 3 floors. You exit through a restricted loading dock. You jump into a moving car and disappear. You practice picking high-security deadbolts. You crack embassy-grade safes. You learn how to plant microscopic bugs without leaving a trace of dust. Then, they teach you the darkest skill of all, human manipulation. You studied the psychology of treason. You learn how to convince a foreign official to betray his own nation. They teach you the 4 pillars of exploitation: money, ideology, coercion, ego. Every human being on Earth falls into one of these categories. Your only job is to find their pressure point and ruthlessly press it. You run live practice operations in real American cities. Your instructors actively hunt you. If they catch you, you fail immediately. The washout rate is 40%. People crack under the relentless psychological pressure. Some realize they are simply too moral for this shadow world. You are not one of them. You learn to compartmentalize your mind. You learn to lie flawlessly to the people you love. You learn to do terrible, unforgivable things, and then go home and eat dinner like nothing happened. You graduate in the top 15% of your class. They hand you a classified badge. They hand you your first fake identity. You are now a CIA operations officer. Your old life is officially dead. The real nightmare is about to begin. Level 3, the case officer. Your first real posting is a hostile embassy in Eastern Europe. The country is politically unstable. Officially, you are a low-level political attaché. Your name is on a standard diplomatic registry. You wear uncomfortable suits. You attend incredibly boring diplomatic parties. You drink bad wine and make polite small talk. Unofficially, you are a predator. Your real job is to recruit assets. An asset is anyone with access to classified information. You study the room. You evaluate every government official, military commander, and weapons scientist. You look for their deepest weakness. You identify a mid-level bureaucrat in the foreign ministry. He has high-level security clearance. He also has massive, hidden gambling debts. You approach him at a high-stakes casino. You buy him expensive drinks. You laugh at his jokes. You become his best friend. You loan him money to cover his losses. You loan him more and more. The psychological trap snaps shut. By the time he realizes what is happening, he owes you $50,000. You do not ask him to betray his entire country right away. You just ask for a few harmless documents, just enough to clear his massive debt. Level 4, the ghost operative. The agency calls it non-official cover, NOC. It is the most dangerous job in the global intelligence community. Most officers have diplomatic immunity. If they get caught spying, they just get deported to America. You are offered a different path. You do not have that safety net. You have no badge. You have no embassy to run to. If a foreign intelligence service catches you, the CIA will deny you exist. The United States government will disavow your entire existence. You will be prosecuted under local laws. You will be tortured in a dark basement. You will be executed and thrown into an unmarked grave. The pay is astronomically higher. The risks are absolute. You accept the mission. They build you a flawless legend. That is their word for a fake life. You are now an international management consultant. You work for a massive corporate firm that does not actually exist. It is a highly funded CIA front company. You have a real office, real employees, and real clients who have absolutely no idea who you really are. You travel to hostile countries where America officially has zero presence. You recruit dangerous assets that official diplomats could never approach. You live your cover 24 hours a day. Your neighbors think you are just a boring businessman. Your girlfriend thinks you travel constantly for corporate meetings. Your parents think you quit the government years ago. The only people who know your true identity are your handlers back at Langley. You have not seen their faces in 2 years. Every communication is handled through dead drops and heavily encrypted digital signals. You are surrounded by millions of people, but you are completely, terrifyingly alone. Level 5, the paramilitary officer. Your cover is almost completely blown in Beirut. A local intelligence service photographs you. You are meeting a compromised asset. You abort the mission just in time. You survive, but you are burned. You can never return to the Middle East as a spy. They offer you a much darker path. The Special Activities Division. Sad. You are no longer just a spy gathering secrets. You are a ghost soldier. You endure 6 agonizing months of the most intense military training on the planet. Your instructors are former Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 operators. You learn brutal close quarters combat. You learn advanced explosives. You learn how to survive hostile interrogations. Your first mission is in the unforgiving mountains of Afghanistan. You live in a freezing mud compound. You grow a thick beard. You wear local clothing. You hunt high-value targets. You hunt the men who build roadside bombs. You call in devastating drone strikes. You watch through thermal binoculars as Hellfire missiles obliterate mud buildings. Sometimes the intelligence is flawless. The bad men die. Sometimes the intelligence is horrifyingly wrong. The target is not there. Innocent people die instead. Women, children. You try not to think about the collateral damage. You cannot afford to feel guilt. Empathy will get your entire team killed. You receive a classified medal. It does not officially exist. It is for a bloody mission that never happened. You wake up screaming in the middle of the night. Your family will never know why. Level 6, the team leader. 5 brutal years pass in the Special Activities Division. You are promoted. You are now a team leader. You control an elite unit of 8 operators. Half are career CIA, half are ruthless private contractors. They make triple your salary, but you make the life or death decisions. Your team is deployed into the burning chaos of Libya. The dictator is falling. The streets are a relentless war zone. Your mission is terrifying. You must locate and secure hidden chemical weapons before terrorist militias find them. You operate exclusively in the dead of night. You sleep for 2 hours at a time in rotating safe houses. You bribe corrupt militia commanders with stacks of American cash. You interrogate desperate prisoners. You raid heavily guarded weapons depots in the dark. You kick down steel doors, never knowing what is on the other side. You finally discover the motherlode, 15 tons of highly lethal mustard gas. It is enough to wipe out a massive city. There is no safe way to extract it. You rig the entire facility with military-grade explosives. You incinerate the threat. On your final night, your convoy is violently ambushed. Heavy machine gun fire shreds your vehicle. One of your best men is killed instantly. 2 more are severely wounded. You drag a bleeding operator half a mile through the dark streets. You reach the extraction point. The helicopter arrives just in time. The mission is officially classified as a massive success. You return home. You are forced to write letters to the grieving families of your dead men. The letters are complete lies. You cannot tell them the truth. You cannot tell anyone. The weight of the lies begins to crush your soul. Level 7, the station chief. You have been in the field for 15 brutal years. Your physical body is completely breaking down. Your right shoulder constantly dislocates from a terrible fall in Afghanistan. Your knees ache every single morning. The high-pitched ringing in your ears from flashbang explosives never stops. You are 42 years old, but you feel like you are 60. The agency doctors ground you. They tell you your tactical field days are officially over. They offer you the ultimate desk job. Chief of Station. You are now the senior CIA officer in an entire foreign country. You hold terrifying, unchecked power. Every covert operation flows directly through your hands. You manage 40 case officers and hundreds of compromised local assets. You meet with local intelligence services. Some of them are allies. Some are dangerous adversaries pretending to be allies. You play a massive, deadly game of chess. You approve high-risk operations that could trigger international wars if they go wrong. If they succeed, the results are completely classified. If they fail, your mistakes are splashed across the front page of the New York Times. The stress is a crushing physical weight on your chest. You sleep exactly 4 hours a night. You have not taken a vacation in 3 years. Your marriage violently collapsed. During your second tour in the Middle East, your children are grown now. They do not know who you really are. They only know the fake cover story. You are at the absolute peak of your career, and you are completely, utterly hollow inside. Level 8, the Black Site Commander. They need someone ruthless to run a facility that officially does not exist. A black site. The host country has been heavily bribed to look the other way. The facility looks like an abandoned industrial warehouse. Inside, it is a high-tech nightmare. There are soundproof concrete cells. There are sterile interrogation rooms. There are medical suites designed strictly to keep prisoners alive during brutal questioning. The prisoners are high-value terrorist targets. They were kidnapped in midnight raids across the globe. They have no lawyers. They have no legal rights. As far as the outside world knows, they simply vanish from the face of the earth. Your only job is to extract actionable intelligence from them. The official government term is enhanced interrogation. You use severe sleep deprivation. You use agonizing stress positions. You use extreme temperature manipulation. You use waterboarding. Lawyers in Washington write secret memos to make your crimes perfectly legal. They have never been in a room with a terrorist. They just sign the papers. You tell yourself this is absolutely necessary. You tell yourself these men would kill millions of Americans if they could. You tell yourself you are saving innocent lives. Some nights, you actually believe the lie. Other nights, you lie awake staring at the ceiling in the pitch black. You wonder if you are still one of the good guys. You run the black site for 2 endless years. You extract the intelligence. You systematically break human beings into pieces. You leave the facility. They give you a secret commendation. It will never appear in any official record. You wash your hands for hours. The invisible blood never comes off. Level 9, the Division Director. You are finally back at Langley headquarters. You walk past the marble memorial wall. There are 139 anonymous stars carved into the stone. They represent fallen officers. Some of them were your closest friends. Some of them died executing operations that you personally planned. You now run an entire division of the National Clandestine Service. Hundreds of elite officers report directly to you. Thousands of international assets feed information into your classified servers. Billions of dollars in black budget funding flow through your offshore accounts. It is money that officially does not exist. You sit in the underground Situation Room. You brief the President of the United States. You sit next to the Secretary of Defense. You recommend targets for lethal drone strikes. You authorize black operations in countries where America is technically at peace. You sign off on covert activities that would be prosecuted as international war crimes if the public ever found out. You testify before congressional intelligence committees. The doors are locked. There are no transcripts. The senators ask probing questions. You give them answers that are technically true, but carefully, deliberately incomplete. Everyone in the room knows the dark game. The politicians do not want the gruesome details. They only want plausible deniability. You give it to them. The massive intelligence machine runs on deep secrets and human blood. You are the invisible architect keeping it alive. Level 10, the Ghost. You retire after 30 brutal years. 30 years of deeply buried secrets. 30 years of covert operations that never officially happened. 30 years of desperate assets recruited, heavily manipulated, and sometimes killed. The agency holds a small, quiet ceremony in a secure conference room. 50 people attend. Most of them are killers in expensive suits. The director gives a speech about your unseen sacrifices. They hand you the Distinguished Intelligence Cross. It is the absolute highest award the agency can give. You go home. You put the medal in a dark box in your closet. You can never display it. You can never tell a single soul what you did to earn it. You sign a dozen new, aggressively strict non-disclosure agreements. Your entire existence is permanently classified. You move to an isolated, heavily fortified house in the Virginia woods. You have no real friends left. The people you worked with are scattered or dead. You cannot relate to normal civilians. You cannot explain your invisible scars. You